Okay, we are back live, coming right back into a retracement that we had highlighted earlier. And this, frankly, looks like a good time to go short. It actually looks like if we get right a little bit above this line, I think that would be a good time to execute a short trade. Well, the market did go back up. I'm expecting it to go back up one more time because we have a pivot there. So we should. It looks like we're going to revisit 1475. And I'll say that it looks like we will revisit 1475 based upon this bar corresponding with this high pivot. Okay, there we go. Back up. So now with that having happened, it would seem to me that we will continue to try to test that high. Okay, and we're back up. And looks like we're going higher. It looks like we have trade conditions right here. We've taken a short trade, put in our stops, and a profit target. Really, the target, though, will need to be moved because that 1175 retracement appears to be where we're headed. We might be just a little bit early on this. But the indicator's coming down, so that's good. Now let's give it a couple of minutes. Now I might mention that relative to this move, we only have one right here. We have a setup bar right there, and we don't have one there. So there's our setup bar. It's several ticks away, so hopefully this will work. Okay, we're going to bring our stop down to break even. And there's our first projection at 6 ticks. This six tick move is right down to the setup level. So some may want to exit a trade at that point. 6 ticks, it's not bad. But I think we're more than likely going to drop further back to 1175. Matter of fact, in my opinion, I think we're going to hit a new low for the day. Now, just looking at this slope here of these lows indicates this is going to come back. It's going to move at least one tick higher. But this slope here hopefully will continue. So we could get stopped out on this. Might be better to move just back to the high because our stochastic here is still negative. So hopefully it will resume down. We'll just wait. But this is looks like it's going to pop up at least a tick higher. Okay, current indication is this will tick higher. And we may get stopped out. So to prevent any loss, we'll just go back to break even. Yep, there we go. Came right back. Okay, so we're out of the trade. Didn't lose anything on that. And looks like it should test 1475 again. So we'll look for our next entry. It should be right back at 1475 or better. Now the present indication from the slope of the lows on this indicator is that this will drop. However, there's other factors here that, of course it just did, other factors that tell me that we'll be going back up. I'm not going to go into the information in detail, but suffice to say it has to do with the VIX. VIX right now is around 2170, and we're looking for the VIX to hit 2154. And if it does that, well, then this is going to pop up again. So we're just going to sit tight here. Well, came down and hit our projection. We did not take advantage of that because we got out of our short trade back here. And at this point we could be wrong. VIX has jumped up to 2179. Now we do have a setup bar here for a possible long trade. Well, wait a minute here. Looked like that was a setup bar. I think I'm going to call that a setup bar. Could be coming right back up. Hopefully it'll return and continue moving, but things have already changed. And the VIX is going the other way. Not to say that it won't turn again and come back down. It very well may do so. And that's why I'm saying right now, I think our safer thing to do is to just sit tight. We'll look for a better entry. And here is the coulda, woulda, shoulda pattern. Shorted it at the perfect time, got out and dumped the trade prematurely. Well, that happens. Well, here's something that we failed to take note of off of the high here, starting from this point of reference. Look at the high of the bars and how they correspond with the lower highs of each of these moves, indicating that the Spoos were moving down. This bar compared to this bar, this is a lower high, so is this. This is a lower high, so is this. Now let's go over to here. These two are lower highs than this. Market is dropping. And then finally, this is too a lower high. Now, notice this. This is not a lower high. So what does that mean? Could mean now we're on the way back up. Could be. Okay, dropped a little bit lower. These two, just look at, generally speaking, lower, a little bit lower. Have to measure that really carefully. This is lower. Lower still. Now if this is going to turn and start heading back up to that retracement line, these need to be higher. Lower lows, higher lows here. And we're getting that right now. Now just notice this high compared to this high compared to this high. These correspond with this point, and this point. What's happening with the indicator? It's going, the highs are going down. Lower highs on the indicator, equal highs on the Spoos. This should come down. And the other reason that we feel that that's likely is because of this bar here. It's a retracement bar. So we'll see. And this too right here is a retracement bar. Okay. So we should be coming back down to this point as well as this point. So we could expect this to drop right now. Well, we were wrong on that, and that was because the very next bar, instead of dropping, went up. And so up we went with it. That's okay, we weren't in a trade anyway, but that's the angle here. The bars did indicate a drop, but the next bar didn't drop, it was up. Alright, we reassess again. At this point, given that we didn't see an opportunity for a long, well, let's back up here. We spoke earlier about this being, this bar here, okay, was not lower, indicated a possible change in direction. Here we had opportunities to possibly get in long. However, we saw retracements in here as well. So perhaps short is the better route to take. But as we're about to run out of time, we'll just conclude this video and come back with a new one momentarily.